Hey everyone, Amanda Radke with Bid on Beef, and I've been getting a lot of questions from some of our customers about the recent headlines of President Trump purchasing additional imports coming in from Argentina, as well as the price of beef. And so I wanted to take the time to address some of your questions and concerns, talk about the intent of our platform, Bid on Beef, and how we're navigating through some of the political challenges that face the beef cattle industry and our hearts in making sure that great beef ends up on your plate in the best possible way. And so stick around and let me know if you have any other questions, but we're going to talk about some of the big ones we've gotten here recently. So first and foremost, this last week in the cattle business has been interesting as President Trump has made some comments about our industry and wanting to lower the price of beef by bringing in additional supply from Argentina. I'm here to say to you that, as we look at it, the price of beef is not too high relative to the rising costs of everything, including groceries. So, compared to last year, grocery prices overall have increased by 3%. The hike in prices in beef is really nominal in the grand scheme of things. In fact, there was a cattle facts report that came out here comparing the price of a pound of ground beef in 1980 compared to the price of ground beef in 2025. And the reality is, back in 1980, it took 12 minutes of labor to afford that 1 pound of ground beef. And today in 2025, it still takes just 12 minutes. And so when we look at beef as a powerhouse of nutrition, a superfood where just 3 ounces provides 25 grams of protein, as well as zinc, iron, and B vitamins and monounsaturated fats, the same heart healthy fats found in olive oil, the best nutritional bang for your buck is beef. It is a superfood that's going to have you healthier, stronger, sounder of mind, feeling great, tons of energy. And guess what? It tastes great as well. And so, some just kind of thoughts for you on this purchase to understand what it's like to be a cattle rancher. We've lost hundreds of thousands of beef producers in this country. The reality is that bad policy and hard regulations have pushed people out of this business. It is a difficult lifestyle. It's a 24/7 lifestyle. We love it. We take great pride in being stewards of the land and the natural resources and the cattle under our care. But the reality is, it is a tough life. You are fighting the weather. You are fighting markets. You are fighting, something that could happen overseas somewhere that could impact if you are able to make a living or not. It's a tough business, but we're passionate about it. We really believe if we can put cattle on the range, they can convert that grass into the healthiest food on planet Earth. We also believe in people, and we believe that beef is king for a reason because it tastes good and is good for you. In fact, consumers are responding to that because producers that I work with on the platform at Bid on Beef have focused on taste and consistency and quality and flavor and marbling and tenderness. People want more of it. And so we're actually seeing beef at a 40-year high in demand. And if price was really an indicator and a problem, we would be losing a larger percentage of our market share to cheaper proteins like chicken and pork. And that's just not the reality we're seeing. And so truly, I want to thank you guys for supporting the ranchers on our Bid on Beef platform. It really does make a difference in bringing dollars back to rural America, keeping American ranchers on the range doing what they do best, and really connecting urban and rural America where we can build relationships with people and connect great people that want a great product in a free market capitalist environment that works with a willing seller and a willing buyer coming to the Bid on Beef platform and saying, the rancher says, here is the best of my best beef. What do you think it's worth? And so Bid on Beef, to be quite frank, is a response to the challenges, the political challenges that ranchers like me are facing in this business. The reality is, you might not know this, 85% of our beef supply is held captive by 4 major players, 2 that are foreign owned. This monopoly system makes it incredibly difficult to get a fair price in the free market. And so Bid on Beef was created by 5 partners, myself, Chris Earl, Wes Tiemann, Cody Fleeman, and Aaron Duvall, as a way to step outside of this corporate system and this monopoly that doesn't allow producers to truly get a fair price for their hard work and their labor and their cattle and their genetics, and to step into a different system where we can go directly to you. To date, since our platform has been created, we have sold to all 50 states. We've done over $1 million in sales, and we are just getting started. And although you can go to a big box store and you can buy beef and you can feel confident that it is safe and it is okay for your family to eat, I want to say that Bid on Beef, our guarantee is that it isn't foreign beef that was raised somewhere else. It is an America first option. It is all USA beef all of the time. The way our platform works is I have personally interviewed over 500 ranchers from all across the country who have applied to be sellers on the Bid on Beef platform. Through our very rigid standards for, quality and professionalism, the ability to ship across America, having a relationship with a USDA inspected facility, all of these important pieces from pasture when the animal is born on the range, on that family ranch, all the way to the processor and the shipping to make sure it is the highest quality product we can possibly deliver to your front door. To date, we have interviewed over 500 producers, and we have a select few of exceptional, less than 20 ranchers are selling on the platform. And why is that? Because when we put our name on something, we are staking our entire reputation on that family, on that brand of beef, on their professionalism, and ultimately on how good that beef tastes. So I will put my name on any beef, any steak that ships from the Bid on Beef platform, because I'm telling you, it is exceptional and it is great. So we really focus on creating a high quality, restaurant quality beef eating experience that you can have right on your dinner plate, right at home. Today, I'm at a stockyard. We're getting ready for a cattle auction here in Kentucky. We're going to sell bulls and heifers the cowboy way, where willing buyers will come to the stands today. They will look at the cattle for sale on the auction, and they will bid in the auction platform, kind of like eBay, where you get to bid on the price sold. And so just like that concept that we do in the cattle business, Bid on Beef was created to emulate that style of buying and selling. And so it truly is exciting to see that the consumer is in the driver's seat. You, the beef loving family, get to come onto the platform. You pick the rancher, you pick the cut, and you pick the price. You completely get to determine not just the price of that beef, but the value. What does it mean to you to know where your beef comes from, to build a relationship with a ranching family, to be assured that this is the highest quality beef that can be raised here in the United States? What is the value of it to you, and how do you prioritize it as a family to make sure that you have a great eating experience for your loved ones to enjoy? Now, some of our guarantees at bidonbeef.com extend, far beyond that. We're really in a service business. We want to treat you guys like family. We're very picky about our steaks at bidonbeef.com. And like I said, we stake our reputation on it. This is the best of the best beef, and we are so confident in it. We want you to taste it and to experience it. So as we look at some of the headlines today, the final piece that I want to talk about is if you are on a tight budget, you don't have to give up beef. In fact, there is a way to eat a beef animal nose to tail, and it's very economical. And I'm a mother of 4. I have a family of 6. We go through a lot of food in our house. I have 3 growing boys, and they eat a lot. And so I'm always looking for ways to be smart with my dollar and also put the best possible protein in front of my kids that I possibly can. And so when you're looking at one of our Bid on Beef auctions, my recommendation to you is that, yes, you're going to see the ribeyes and the bacon wrap filet mignons go for a higher dollar amount. And the reason for that is every beef animal, it takes over 2 years to get it from the pasture onto your plate. And of that beef animal, there's a very small percentage that actually comes out as those coveted cuts, like a ribeye and a filet mignon. So they're rare, they're exceptional, and they're highly coveted by the buyers. Now, on the inverse, as you're looking at purchasing beef on bidonbeef.com, you can get a really good value and bang for your buck by looking for different cuts. Now, the challenge can be how to know what those cuts are and how to prepare them. And that's where, there's difficulties when you're a cattle rancher that, unlike a chicken breast where it's pretty easy to prepare and just throw a different sauce on it, it's hard to mess up. Different cuts of the beef animal require different cooking methods. And that's what I want to be here to help with you today in this video particular. And if you have questions on recipes or preparation methods of any of these cuts, feel free to holler at me. I'm happy to share some of my tips and tricks from the kitchen. But so let's talk about some of those cuts. A cut that I like to look at if I'm shopping on a budget would be the skirt steak. A skirt steak, a flank steak are great options where you can cook it once and eat twice. So as an example, I will grill or get on my Blackstone and fry up the skirt steak or a flank. A skirt steak tends to be a longer cut. You cook it and you get it on the cutting board. You slice it really thin. I'll use the first half of it with my family to make fajitas as an example, or to top it on a Caesar salad. So we'll make it that night. And then the leftovers, if we have some, the leftovers, then I can make steak and eggs in the morning. It's already been prepared. It's ready to go. And guess what? That's skirt steak or that flank steak usually go for a significantly lower dollar per pound amount than the popular cuts like a ribeye or a filet or a sirloin. And so that's a great tip that I have. Also, we're getting into the winter season, busy families on the go. I love a crock pot and I love a roast. A roast is an economical cut of beef that you can throw in the crock pot in the morning, maybe add some broth and all your herbs, maybe some potatoes and carrots and onions. You can either make roast beef and shred it really thin, or you can make a beef stew with it. And by 5 p.m., when the kids are home from school and we're done with work for the day, I can use a fork and shred it apart. The juices naturally are absorbed. The fat in that roast just flavors it nicely, and we can cook it. And it is a low cost per person when I'm serving either a crowd or my crowd of busy kids. And so a roast is a great option if you're shopping on a budget. And then finally, ground beef is like the Swiss Army knife of beef cuts. Ground beef can be used and spread out to feed a family well. You can make spaghetti, meatballs, meatloaf, smash burgers. You can add it to eggs instead of sausage. You can do so many things with ground beef. And I promise you, there are ways to incorporate that into your diet if you are shopping on a budget. And so we welcome everyone to come to the Bid on Beef platform. And whether you're competing for that top shelf ribeye or you're looking for ways to stockpile your freezer this winter in an economical fashion, we have something for everybody here on the platform. I appreciate and love our customers so much. We're going to continue to work hard to bring you the best of the best. We have a lot of exciting changes coming in 2026 that's going to make your Bid on Beef experience even more exciting and even more fun to be a part of our fast-paced auctions. But what I'd ask you today is to just invite you to join our community. It is growing fast. It is the America First option to get fine restaurant quality beef to your family's dinner plate. And all you have to do to be a part of it is head to bidonbeef.com and get registered and check out the auctions. We have auctions happening every single week. We're here to answer any of your questions. And I just want to thank you for choosing beef. Rest assured, we are here to serve every single family that we can connect with. And I appreciate your attention today on this video. Let me know what else you'd like to learn. We're an open book here, and we want to tell you all about ranching, how the cattle are raised, and what we can do to make sure you have a great beef eating experience every single time. Thank you and God bless, and we'll see you at bidonbeef.com.